So, Rob, I've never really saw this show Reboot. It was a little past my time, I guess. I didn't really watch much TV when it came out, but I watched a little bit of it here because you had kind of talked about it, little bit about it, and it looks kind of neat for the time. I mean, it's really cheap CGI compared to now, but I mean, at that time, I'm sure that was pretty state of the art.
Yeah, at the time, like I said, it looks a little bit dated now, but at the time, it was pretty good. It was really advanced.
But yeah, so our audience has been wondering what we think of this reboot thing. I honestly have no opinion on it, so I'm going to turn the mic over to Rob and let him take it away.
Well, just a little bit of a primer. For those who may not be familiar with it, ReBoot was a Canadian television series back in the 90s. It was developed by a company called Mainframe Entertainment and Alliance Communications and BLT Productions. What if that stands for Bacon, Lettuce, and Tomato? I don't know.
Now you're making me hungry.
Anyways, it's created by Gavin Blair, Ian Pearson, Phil Mitchell, and John Grace. And the visual designs were all by a guy named Brendan McCarthy. And it took place in a world called Mainframe. And it featured a character named Bob. Bob was a guardian. And Bob had his friends Enzo and his little brother Enzo. And Dot Matrix was waitress at the diner. And Frisket was his dog. And the bad guy was named Megabyte. And Megabyte would try to sabotage Bob and try to take over the world of Mainframe. And actually it was episodic for the first 2 seasons. Season 2 introduced some recurring elements. But Season 3 is where it really took off. The series was on Cartoon Network from 1999 to 2002, and Season 3 is really what you would need to watch. It starts out on the tail end of Season 2, it has a cliffhanger, and then it picks up, and then Enzo becomes the main character, and it really is some really good stuff. I mean, now Netflix is picked up the baton, and Netflix is doing a new version of Reboot, which looks disappointing. A
reboot.
A reboot of Reboot. They're not going to go with the premise that it takes place all within the world of Mainframe. It's now quite frankly, it's a Power Rangers ripoff, really.
Right. Before it was just a Tron ripoff. Now it's a Power Rangers and a Tron ripoff.
Yeah. Now it's Power Rangers, and like I said, it just looks like the typical checking
I'm being
off.
harsh. It's not a ripoff. It does have some original elements.
Oh yeah, it does have some. Yeah, I mean, yeah. When they see it takes place at Alan Turing High School, whatever it is, and I was like, oh brother, no more young adult shit. I can't stand this. But Megabyte actually makes a return. Megabyte looks pretty much the same. The world looks bland, actually. If you want my, it doesn't have any of the charm, any of the color, any of the nuance that the original had.
Well, if I can,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I can just interject for a second, I was gonna say, from what I noticed from the trailer, like I said, I have no real background on the show, but it's almost like you have these users from the outside who get sucked into the world, or they're in the world, and these avatars, and they have like this, visual thing like Iron Man. It just, yeah.
Yeah, sort of the Tony Stark look at the helmet peering in onto his face to see his expressions. Yeah, and actually, that's a really good effect they use in Final Space as well. I know I've been talking about that, but you never saw the users in the original Reboot. You never did. If I'm misremembering, please somebody remind me. But the premise was that the games would take place. The GameCube would come crashing down onto this world of Mainframe, and if the Guardians lost the game, then that section of Mainframe would be destroyed. So there was some stakes to it, But this, like I said, this just looks like Power Rangers, and we all saw what happened with that actually last summer. Well, the good thing is it's coming to Netflix. So on March 30th. So if you already have Netflix, there's nothing really to you lose. I mean, it's part of your Netflix subscription. But
you have no investment to lose if you check it out.
Exactly, yeah. But this looks kind of disappointing to me. This looks kind of.
I mean, people were asking about it. Like I said, I had no idea. I watched a little bit of the original. I got the idea of it. I know of it, the era that it comes from. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this is a pretty neat little concept, and I could see them updating this. And I watched the trailer. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is this Power Rangers or what?
Yeah. So, oh boy, but another franchise ruined by a dark and gritty reboot, by a reimagining, if you will. So we want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think? If you're a fan of the original reboot, if you're looking forward to this version, let us know what you think, guys. Because I think it looks like shit.